There are two numbers in every house design. The number you see on the plan and the number that is real when the house gets built. On a $3 million house, somewhere in Austin, Texas, the gap between those two numbers was about $400,000. I didn't build this house, but I sat in the design meetings, I watched every decision get made, and I'm going to show you 6 places where the number you see and the number that is real go in completely different directions. So by the end of this video, you will know exactly where to look into your own design and where all this money disappears. Let's go. I'm Dmitro Bonder. Come for your first dream home and stay for the truth about what actually works in building and what doesn't. So 6 mistakes, biggest to smallest, so you can spot them in your own design while changes are still quite cheap. Here is the first one. Where the architect places your house on the lot decide how much you spend on the foundation. And the foundation is the most expensive part of any house. Think of this way. Pushing a heavy couch up a flight of stairs versus pushing it across a flat floor. The same couch, the same destination, completely different effort. This is what your foundation contractor sees when he looks at your slope. On this lot, the front to back drop is 5 feet. Looks flat from the road. It's not. Now, here is the part that should bother you. The city said that garage door had to face this side, not the road. The lot was narrow, so the design team needed a big turnaround in front of the garage. And to fit it, the whole house moved backward. And you see a house sitting nicely on the plan. The number that is real is this. A 14-foot tall, 20-inch thick concrete retaining wall, just to hold the foundation level. $300,000, 5 months of work. And if they flip the floor plan 180 degrees, the wall doesn't exist. None of it. So why nobody flip it? Follow the incentive. The designer is paid to draw a plan that looks beautiful and passes the city. He is not paid to walk your lot with a topography survey and argue about which side the driveway should be on. That conversation cost him time, and time is the only thing he sells. So this is mistake number 1, and it leads directly into mistake number 2. The same designer who put the house in the wrong spot also designed the walls, and he designed them in a way every designer does, to look amazing in a rendering. And mistake number 2, decorative niches and shapes. Look at any custom home rendering online. Walls that step in and out, multiple roof lines, niches everywhere, different shapes joined together. Looks like a sculpture. That is exactly the problem. A niche in your wall is like a custom bumper on the car. Looks unique. Double the cost to make, triple the cost to repair. And on this build, 3 separate shapes joined together. A simple square house, frames at maybe $80 per square foot. The same house with the niches and stepped walls, maybe 120, sometimes 130 per foot. So on the 5,000 square foot house, it could be $100,000 framing tax just for decoration. Now, hold on, it can get worse. Every niche outside is a place where wind hits a corner. Pressure, air infiltration. The owners now have another problem. Nobody flagged it in the design because a rendering doesn't show the wind. The number you see is a beautiful house with a character. The number that is real is a $200,000 framing premium plus a wind problem you cannot fix without rebuilding. This is the same disease designing for the eye instead of the budget. Show-ups in the exact place every first-time builder wants to spend the most, outside. And mistake number 3, building terraces that nobody uses. So on this build, the design called for 1,200 square feet of outdoor terraces. 2 levels, about $50,000 just for the second level. Steel structure, decking, railings, the whole thing. Now watch this. You know how much of that terrace people actually use? The low one, that is it. The second level is a decoration. People walk out there once when they tour the house, especially in Austin, Texas, when it could be really hot. So never again. A second floor terrace is like buying a third bathroom in a house where you never go upstairs. So the plan says you have it. The real number says you wasted $50,000. And here is one rule that I'm using. When the designer shows you terraces, ask one question. Will I be on this terrace once a week? If the answer is no, cut it. That $50,000 belongs in your kitchen, your windows, your finishes, not on a deck nobody walks on. And speaking of spaces that look great on the plan but fail in real life, now we go to the front of the house. Mistake number 4, the driveway and the turnaround. So the driveway on this build runs from the road all the way to the garage. All concrete, a lot of it. But here is the thing, because the lot is narrow and the garage sits on the side, the turnaround in front of the garage is exactly 25 feet. That is the absolute minimum the city allows. So let's say if you have a normal pickup truck, you cannot turn around in a 25 feet. You will hit the wall. So they paid for a big expensive driveway that doesn't actually work for the buyer. This is like building a one-car garage but installing a door big enough for a school bus. You paid for the size, but you didn't get the function. So the number you see on the plan is a generous driveway and a legal turnaround. The number that is real is a daily fight every time the homeowner tries to back out of this own garage. So look at this aerial one more time. These first 4 mistakes all happen in the architectural design phase. One person, one set of designs, 4 expensive consequences. You can see 3 of them right here in this one photo. Now we move to the second design phase. A different professional makes a completely different kind of mistake. And once you see this one, you will catch it on every house you ever look at again. Mistake number 5, trusting your structural engineer too much. Guys, structural engineers don't work for your budget. They work for their license. So for example, if beam fails, the engineer is responsible. So when he designs your house, he picks the safest beam, the thickest rebar, the biggest cantilever, every time. A structural engineer is like a doctor who prescribes the strongest antibiotic for your cold. Will it work? Absolutely. Do you need it? I'm not sure. Did you pay for it? Yes. So on one project I look at, the engineer designed a metal cantilever. 18 inches of solid steel hanging out from the house. Cost? About $200,000 just for the steel. The builder asked one question: can we put a column right here under the beam? The engineer said yes. So one column, half the size of the beam, over $100,000 saved. That single question, one column here, was worth more than the most people make in a year. So why didn't the engineer offer a column himself? Follow the incentive again. He gets paid the same either way. The expensive beam protects him. The column protects you. So guess which one he draws by default. The number you see in his plan is an open, dramatic space. The number that is real is steel you don't need. And the only one way you would ever catch any of these 5 mistakes before construction starts is the thing that the builder on this project decided to skip. I'm not saying that you shouldn't use column for big, beautiful spaces, but always think how much this design will cost you. And mistake number 6, building without seeing it first. I watched this happen on more than one project. The builder says, I have a good imagination, I don't need 3D. Just give me the floor plan and the elevations and I will figure out. Now, hold on. When construction starts, every conversation with the framer, the roofer, the trim guy ends with the same question. What does this look like? And the builder has to draw it on paper every time. And then the crew builds it their way. Then there is a fix. Then it gets paid for twice. So building without 3D is like ordering a custom suit by mailing your measurements to a tailor in another country who doesn't speak your language. So you will get a suit. It will not be the suit you described. That's a problem. So a good 3D rendering costs maybe $150 per picture. 10 pictures, let's say $1,500. That is the cost of one bad change order. One. So the number you see in your head is your dream house. The number that is real is whatever the contractor decided to build when nobody landed him a picture. 6 mistakes, $400,000, all preventable. Now I want to tell you the real lesson, because this is a part nobody talks about. Every one of these 6 mistakes had the same root cause. The people in the design room were paid to make the design easy for them, not cheap for you. Every builder who has built more than 5 houses sees the same house in a completely different way than every first-time builder. They see numbers on every wall, dollar signs on every corner. They think like an owner of a business. So look at this house one more time. Beautiful, gorgeous house. But every mistake I just walked you through is right here in this single photo. $400,000 or about this range of avoidable damage. all decided on the paper months before construction started. You're not flipping this house. You are building your home. That is true. But your home is the biggest financial decision you will ever make. The design either builds your wealth or it quietly drains it. There is no in the middle. So 3 rules to think like a builder even when you are the homeowner. 1. Design for the way you actually live, not the way you want to look on Instagram. 2. Challenge every engineer and every designer. Ask the question they will not ask themselves. Can this be cheaper without losing quality? The answer is almost always yes. 3. Your lot decides your budget. Map your house to the ground, not the ground to your house. This is how a builder thinks. This is how you should think before you sign anything. Now here is the question I get every time I share this. Dmitro, what should I actually look for in my own design? So I build a checklist I use when I review any house plan. 20 mistakes, every category, free, and link in the description. And here is why timing really matters. All 6 of these mistakes happen here. The first 3 to 6 months, the design phase, before a single shovel hit the ground. After construction start, every fix costs 10 times more. And if you're interested in a more serious program for builders, please check the link below. Thank you for watching. I'm Dmitro Bonder. Build smart, build once, and see you next week.